Hey, Becky, where are you?
Hi, George.
Hey, where are you? That's not your house, is it?
I can't hear George. Can you hear me?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, good. I can hear you too.
Where are you?
I'm at my mom's house.
Ah,
Yeah. I came to my sister's away, so I came to get her dinner and I forgot about my 4:30 appointment. So ran out of time.
Hi, George.
hello.
This is Mom.
Hi, Mom. Nice to meet you.
Oh,
Do you want to see George, Mom?
yeah.
No, you don't want to see me.
Hi,
You have a
George.
beautiful home.
You sound like Art.
He said you have a beautiful home, Mom.
Oh, I love this home. That's why I'm still here.
Good for you.
I'll
And
try not to bother Becky.
That's our job.
Have a good meeting.
Thank you.
my brother built a house.
Oh, I believe that.
Yeah.
I saw your brother one day last summer when I was riding my bike down at Turner's Falls. And it was the bike path by the canal. And he was helping somebody into a car. And
I bet it was my mom.
it looked just like your brother,
Oh,
Russ.
huh.
Yeah, and he was letting somebody in the car. I didn't see who he was letting in the car. And I went by on my bike and I'm like, that's Russ. You know, by the time I realized that I was past him.
Yeah. Yeah, he's been taking about every week. He'll take my mom on a walk in the wheelchair out on different places.
Yeah, well, that's a beautiful place. It's a bike path that you can easily roll a chair, and there's swans, there's geese, there's all kinds of ducks.
That's the kind of places Russ takes me.
Yeah, I bet it does.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Right, I just have. Hi, everybody. Hello.
Oh,
We know Peg's coming because she picked the date.
There she is.
Yeah. So the wonderful news about my 4:30 appointment today is we have a new recycling coordinator.
oh, nice.
Yes. Oh, Peg, you must be muted.
Cheers. Anybody we know?
I hadn't met him. His name is Sean Gennaro. Sean Gennaro. He's a younger person, and he said part of the reason he decided to apply was he was noticing that there weren't as many people his age that he was seeing in town government.
Nice.
Well,
That's wonderful.
Nice.
It's that obvious, huh?
Great.
Try not to let it show, but
Anybody who was looking at the stage last Tuesday,
Oh, God.
Donna doesn't help that either.
right?
Right.
We went up there, we were gonna go to town meeting, we went up, and then we were gonna have to park on, we got there at like 10 of 7, and we were gonna have to park on West Pelham in the snowbanks.
Oh my
And then
God.
we realized we were gonna, it was standing room only, and Mike's got a back issue, so we turned around and came home. I felt really bad.
I'm so sorry.
And everything went fine and everything passed.
I heard that finally from somebody, a neighbor on the road who I talked with, who actually went there. I was going all over the place. Said, did you get to town meeting? No. I mean, whoever we saw. But in any case, I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that. And it wasn't too contentious.
No.
Good.
Yay. Yeah.
That's wonderful.
And I thought, given the situation that the Concom had been handed, that they really did a good job.
Yes, I
Yeah.
agree. Yeah. I feel really good about the two members that I saw
Yep.
working for our town.
Yep.
Right.
Great.
And
I didn't realize that Beth Wilson lives down the road from us. It's like, oh,
She's like-
right. I see
Where
her
does
in
she
the
live,
woods.
April?
she's
I'm
right,
not sh-
she's
where
right
is
next door to us.
Yeah,
She
she's
and-
Fred Steinberg and Beth
Right.
Wilson.
Oh, wow.
right down the road.
You don't know anyone. I don't know anyone's last names. You just think,
Right.
And another dog walker, but he walks at around 11. He walks his doggy. around 11, so we don't see him as often, although we met him on the trail the other day because we were walking that late. So all connected by our dogs.
Yes, yes, we are, the three of us here.
Yes, that's right, April.
I
Benefit
haven't made it up.
Personnel Board.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, do we know if Melissa is coming?
I will check. I would assume she's trying to.
So we do have a quorum though, so we're okay with that. If
Yeah.
we can,
Yes.
after you check.
Hi, Walter. It's good to see you
Oh,
in a civilian outfit.
That's right, Walter. We
yep,
gotta
that's for
use
sure.
that.
Yeah.
just before we get started, I do have another Zoom meeting at 7:30, so I'm going to need to pop off at 7:25.
Okay, you sure it's not the Celtics game, Ann?
It's not, Peg. It's
Priority.
it's my
now.
book group, but we don't usually meet, it was scheduled.
Right.
So since this meeting was rescheduled,
Yeah.
couldn't
This is-
really go.
Oh,
LA Lakers tonight.
I
Yeah.
know.
Gonna
what
be-
did you, yeah, Mike was saying that,
They're
Uh,
missing a few players.
yeah, big time players. Right.
Yes. Yeah, they're top players. Good. Let's hope we win it without expending too much energy.
Oh,
Right. And they've had quite a schedule.
I know.
compared
Yes.
to
Tough
the
teams.
NFL. Yeah,
Back to back to back to back.
right. And tough teams, like you said. So Becky, did you hear from Melissa?
I haven't.
Okay, well, maybe we should go ahead. Let's open the meeting.
I'll mute myself. I'll give her a call while you guys proceed.
Okay. All right, so let's call the meeting to order. It is 6:35 on my computer.
Mhm.
Y'all agree with that? And,
Yep, that's what I have.
okay, and so the first thing on the agenda is approve the minutes of the December 9th meeting, because, is that right? That's what
Yes.
I have.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, this is the January meeting we're having today.
Right. So that makes sense. So, anybody have anything they would like to change or on the December 9th meeting minutes?
No,
No? Okay, well then all those in favor of,
I make a motion that we approve the minutes.
minutes?
second.
Okay. Aye,
Arvanitis, aye.
Ross, aye, sorry.
That's right.
Brigham, I.
and Stein Eye.
Okay, and Becky just said she connected with Melissa. No? Okay, oh, so Becky said aye. Okay, so moving on, Walter's here with us. Do we want to move things up?
Yes.
Yes.
Let's
Yes.
do that. So let's talk about, cemetery groundskeeper, commissioner position. And Walter is telling us that he is, what are you telling us, Walter?
Well, basically, this fall, well, actually, it was back in the spring. Two main groundskeepers gave notice that they were going to be done at the end of the year, although they offered to stay on till the end of the season. So they worked the first half of FY 2024 in hopes that we would have somebody hired and they could train them. Well, for many reasons that didn't happen. But then the cemetery commission got looking at the groundskeeper job description because we wanted to advertise the job and realized that it was lacking quite a bit of what they actually did. So we basically just went through and added a few things to what their actual jobs are and clarified a few things because it was written, quite a while ago, and some of the job descriptions for the groundskeeper was more what the commissioners did, but because, yeah, one time Gary Dillman was on both the commissioners and the groundskeeper, it was kind of written for what he was doing. And we felt that, we just needed to tweak it a little bit. So I don't know, did Becky got that copy to all of you? You're able to look at it or not? The upgraded.
I don't think I saw it. Did anybody else see it? Did
You
you?
know what? I hate to admit it, but I forgot about it.
You know what? I did too, George, and Becky, I don't think the attachment came through. And then I forgot to email you.
Yeah,
to
it's,
say-
we got that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Forgot about it.
Okay.
I thought,
Um,
I read the email and it just said, well, whatever.
I didn't see it. Maybe I missed it. Did I
I'm
miss it?
sorry, Walter.
Yeah.
So if you guys didn't get it, I'm trying to find it. That was the trash rack.
Yeah, it's not attached. Yeah,
Yeah.
I do see that Walter mentioned that he attached it here. Yeah,
Right,
that
I
was,
saw
I
that.
apologize.
Sometimes
I
when
should
you
have seen
forward,
that.
it doesn't forward with the email
Right.
attachment.
So, can we put, Walter, do you have it there? We could put up on screen?
Yeah, let me get the other hard drive I can plug in. Hold on.
Or you could just email to me and you wouldn't have to get a hard drive.
Well, it's it's all kept on the cemetery's hard drive, so I just gotta grab
Oh,
it.
okay.
and plug it in.
Okay.
So I didn't miss anything. Did I miss it somehow or not?
No,
Okay,
Email made it, but we didn't get the,
All right, I think Becky, I'll just have to be able to email it to you because I don't think I can share.
okay.
So let me just pull that up. I'll email it to you at your town and mid.
Yeah,
Okay.
I will make George my backup just in case I crash for any reason.
I just gotta pull it out.
Shared going. So I introduced my mom to George, but just so you're aware of my mom, I'm at my mom's house.
Oh.
With my mom tonight. So when you see me doing hand gestures, I was just mom.
Right.
where does mom live? How far
Leverett?
away? Are you? Pardon?
She's in Leverett.
Uh-huh. Oh, not far away.
Oh.
Let me see if I can. Well, did you know I have a couple different email addresses for you? Maybe that's,
Well, I'm gonna send it from the Cemetery Commission's email.
great.
Well, I gotta see which one I'm opening up here. I think this one might be mine. Yeah, this is gonna be mine. I'll just send it from here.
Okay.
Just give me a minute. I mean, if you want to go on to the next topic and I'll get these sent to you and you can send it to them, that would be fine.
Okay. Shall we go forward with the updated classification schedules? Where are we on that? Because I missed the December meeting. So new criteria template and criteria analysis for each position. Where are we on that, or should we go forward with the land clerk position? No response there.
Well, April
I'm
disappeared.
not sure what you're talking about.
Well, it was April's thing and she's not here.
Okay, she
Okay.
was here.
what
I know.
happened to her?
She
Where'd she
hamstrayed.
go? Where did April go?
Well, hopefully she's trying to get back on.
Oh, okay. Okay, moving forward. Well, I do have a question for Becky anyway, while we're waiting. Police contract negotiations, where is that all happening, Becky?
So I've reached out for the last 2 months to the union, to BJ Donovan, our rep. He finally got back to, well, he forwarded, an official notification that we are going to be negotiating the contract that was, that the union sent out. I again asked when he wanted to schedule the first meeting. He said he wasn't quite ready yet. He was reaching out to the officers. So hopefully in February, we will begin.
Okay. I just wondered, because you had sent out that, the contract thing.
Yeah, because I had hoped to start when I spoke with him the first time back in November. But I guess he's working on some other bigger contracts, so we're
Okay,
into the queue.
alrighty, just wondered. So April's back. Walter, how are we doing? Shall we go?
I sent it off to Becky. She should be
Oh,
getting it.
okay. I got it.
Okay,
Thank you, Walter.
You're welcome.
April's back.
What's the status of Melissa? Did we hear from her?
I think Becky said she didn't reach her.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Yeah, I didn't remember.
No, I didn't get any feedback. Okay, now I'm going to share the screen
Oh, good.
and then I'll forward it to everyone. Can everyone see it now?
Yes,
Yep.
Thank you.
thank you, thank you.
Okay. I mean, so basically it had just said the essential duties were mow lawns, remove brush and fallen branches, mm, inspects gravestones and monuments, monitors vandalism, and then maintains an inventory of equipment. So what we modified it a little bit to say is mows lawns, including string trimming around gravestones, because that is a major part of the work that has to be done. There's hundreds of gravestones, they all have to be trimmed around. Cuts and removes brush and fallen branches. So you're not just picking up what falls, but they have to sometimes cut and remove them. Blows and removes fallen leaves. That was not in there at all. Monitors gravestones and monuments for damage and decay. So everything in red is something that we've added.
Yeah.
Monitors vandalism, attend cemetery commission meetings to give commissioners updates on needs, damages, maintenance issues, equipment, etc. May perform minor maintenance on equipment and may perform minor repairs to gravestones and markers after proper training. And then, of course, maintains an inventory of the equipment. We left that in. And then the only other changes we made were in the work environment.
My apologies. And that's down below.
Yep, that would be down below.
Physical demands. Work environment.
Yeah, it's just while performing the duties of this job, the employee works with power equipment such as riding mowers, push mowers, string trimmers, chainsaws, and brush saw.
That seems like an important addition.
Yeah. So, I mean, we were looking at saying, you know, it hadn't really been updated in 20 some odd years. So we figured it was important to get that done so we could get this approved and then advertise for another groundskeeper, because we lost the two that did the main cemetery, West Cemetery, and we had another gentleman that just did the Pratt Corner Road and the Loxpond Road cemeteries. And when I asked him if he would be interested in taking over the West Cemetery, he said, no, as a matter of fact, I was going to call you and tell you that I'm giving it up to, because basically his reasoning was he didn't have the time. He could make way more money on his other jobs that he did. And, he couldn't see taking the time to work for 1/3 the pay that he could on other jobs. So he was going to give it up also.
Wow.
Which would bring another question that we can talk about later, and I don't know if there's any possible way to actually increase the pay a little bit to make it a little more interesting for other people, because that's been a problem over the last few years until we got Susan Young and Mike Browski to to help. They were doing the West Cemetery, and they've done an absolutely excellent job. I wish we
Yeah,
could
they
keep
have.
them. But life, they both retired now and they're doing different things in their lives. So they wanted to free up their summers a little bit. But before that, we spent several years just going through groundskeepers one after another that just didn't fit the bill. We'll put it politely.
It's been tough, and and when that happens, Walter ends up doing all the work.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I'm not
Point-
surprised.
Compensated either.
yeah.
Right.
Well,
So what is the current way, what do we pay?
Was it
Is
$7
it,
or $18? George, do you have it on the top of your?
I don't have it on the top of my head, no way, but I can certainly look it up.
I can pull it up probably
I thought
here.
it was like 1780 something or 18, hopefully.
Yeah, I
And
think it
also-
just went to like 1802 or something for this year. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I've got the previous year. Sorry.
So, yeah,
Walter,
I'm
do you
look-
think sorry,
No, that's okay. I'm looking for it. I'm not.
Walter, do you think we need 2 groundskeepers?
Well, we were lucky that we had to. It was a couple that wanted to work together. And it helped out quite a bit because they got twice as much done in the amount of time. I mean, it would be the same rate as if you were paying one person working a lot longer.
Mhm.
But I think in some ways it's nice to have one or two, because they were strictly just on the West Cemetery. They did not do anything on the other 2 cemeteries, and they don't need a lot of work, but they probably need to be mowed only one, maybe twice a year. But there's other maintenance issues with trees and branches and leaves and blowing leaves and all that stuff, that makes it a little bit harder. So if we could get 2, I'll be happy if we get 1, to tell you the truth. But if we can get 2 people to be interested in doing it, I mean, it is a part-time job. We didn't come anywhere near close in the hours to using up all the budget. So, I mean, if we can have 2 people on and do the work and not use the budget any differently, it's hours spent. It's man hours spent. And if you have 2 people doing it, the man hours are the same. It's just getting done a little quicker. Whereas if it's one person, they're spending a lot more time there doing it. So
Mhm.
Well, if you have somebody who approaches you and says, I'd like to work more hours and I'm willing to put in, double the hours that you'd have with the 2 people, would that be acceptable?
oh yeah, I mean, that's what it was done before. We always only had just one groundskeeper. In this last couple of years, like I said, we were really lucked out in having the couple do it, and and they worked well together, obviously, and it just reduced the amount of time that they were there, so they had more time to be on with their lives together. So if we had one person that wanted to do it and could put in the hours, that's fine. That's what we've done in the past.
Okay,
And then we lucked out with because they didn't really want to do the other cemeteries, and we had somebody that came to us and said, yeah, I'd be willing to do those, but I can't do the West Cemetery. It worked out. So between the 3 of them, I mean, we still didn't come anywhere near close to using the allotted budget, because they were pretty efficient in what they did.
I'm curious, just generally, do we have any other comparable positions in Shutesbury? That we could compare the wage?
And the custodian and groundskeeper are all grade 5s with, the custodian, the library substitutes, and the groundskeeper are at grade 5.
They all earn the same?
Well, they're in the same band. Right now, we have them at, the folks that have been in those positions.
Mhm.
Like the custodian has been here more than 10 years. Right now, the library substitutes get paid $17.30. Here, do you want me to put this chart up? 1 second.
Yeah.
And this is the hard thing about the chart. Okay, share screen. one. Can people see it?
No,
Yeah. Yes.
there we go.
There we go, yeah.
So I believe, hopefully, oh, no, I brought up last year's, darn it. But let me just show you on here how it works. This is, and I'll get, these basically go down a step, up a step. So this was 17th, see at the bottom, the librarian substitutes grade 5, where the groundskeeper and custodians are.
Mhm.
This was from last year. So that they're the lowest. So the numbers are the lowest here, as you see. And then I had to this moved to there so I can show you net. Let me see if I can find the 24. But so basically that's the concept is moving them down, whether I think the issue is becoming that our grade 5 is all too low because minimum wage is $15 an hour.
Yeah.
First step is 15, 16 or something. It's, it appears there needs to be a change to that this year, to upgrade it. But so I imagine we can start we can move all the grade 7s to the $18 range, 18 and up. So that at least if they're, because the way the silly chart is supposed to work is a new groundskeeper supposedly would start at step 1 at
Right.
15, 18 an hour. As you've already pointed out, you can't hire somebody for that amount.
Mhm.
It's
I mean,
minimum.
and it is a lot of physical work in the summertime. You know, you're
Mhm.
working in the heat, it's dusty, it's dirty, they're working with power tools, you know, power equipment. They do have to clean and maintain that stuff too. Well, not so much maintain it, but you know, clean it. You know, you get done, scrape the bottoms of the decks off, blow the equipment off, keep it clean, keep
Yeah.
the storage area clean, you know, and being out there doing the weed whacking, you know, it doesn't sound like it should take a lot of skill, but when you are weed whacking around 200-year-old historic headstones, you don't just want to go in there like a bull in a china shop. You got to
Right.
do it with a little bit of finesse too, or we're going to be starting. And we had
Yeah.
already, in different people had started damaging all our historic headstones. So
Mhm,
No, that
it
won't
does
be
take a
something.
little skill.
mhm.
And with the
Well-
mowers, they're going through tight areas, you know, they could easily, if you make a wrong turn, you can start knocking stones over too. So it takes a little bit of time to get skilled on the equipment and learn how to do it and pay attention to what you're doing too.
Walter, I'm Ann. We haven't really met.
Yeah.
It's nice to meet you, but
Nice to meet you too.
I bet too that people who would apply for this job, you're competing with landscaping companies, right? So the pay isn't
Right.
even comparable, right?
Yeah, I mean, typically what we've had for people in the past are either people in town, somebody that, not always, we had some people that were out of town. We had a lot of problems with them because, you know, they were younger in their mid-20s and they, you know, came in, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And, you know, we had trouble getting them to actually show up and do the work.
Yeah.
Or they were putting in time on their timesheet and they weren't actually doing the work. We seem to have the best with somebody that's, you know, close to retirement age, an adult that is responsible. The reason Susan and Mike did it, they used to walk in the cemetery all the time and they were pretty appalled by how it was looking at signs. And they said, you know, they had a lot of pride in the cemetery and all that. So that's why they took the job. And like I said, they've done excellent work.
Wow.
But you have to have, again, somebody that is probably, you know, you're not going to make a lot of money. I mean, the total budget is just $4,300 a year. I think it is seasonal, but you know, you got to do it because you kind of want to do it, and it's a little extra pocket money, but it's taking the pride in doing it, and you know, it's definitely not going to be. Could be a summer job for somebody, for a kid, but it also goes into the school year, into the fall, right up until snow flies. There's things to do, so it's kind of hard to find that person that really likes to fit into it. It's not it's definitely not a job for everyone. That's for
Mhm.
sure.
I just want to report that April's having trouble with her computer. It crashed on her again.
Ooh.
But her internet is on, so she doesn't know what the problem is.
Well, we still have enough of us here to keep going.
Yes.
So I just want to go back to what Becky said. I'm just so I can keep the minutes right. And then also I had a comment. But Becky, you said that the current scale needs to be updated because it hasn't kept up with the increases in minimum wage. How would we go about that process?
That's a good question.
Well, I've been trying to accommodate it by, well, luckily everybody in that category until now has, they were significantly down, they have been moving down, so the rates are higher. Otherwise we have to redevelop the base of the chart and take it to town meeting to get approved. But right now, I think we can, because Walter can't wait to get a pay rate till we go to town meeting. I think what we do is we use the chart and we'll start much farther down in at least the $17, $18 range. I'll shoot for the $18 range, which I think.
Well, I was going to suggest, I was going to point out that typically in this situation, we've looked at the Franklin County wage survey.
Yeah.
And we found the positions and we looked at the average that is being paid for this job in Franklin County, which is, a pretty good method. It's been reliable for us. But I will say this, looking at it recently, because of the alignment study we're doing, I can't find a comparable position for this. And I'm hoping at some point, Becky, you can look at it and maybe point out, I'm looking at it right now and there's not a cemetery tab. There's a Parks and Recreation.
Custodians?
There is custodians.
Because a custodian is a grade 5 as well.
All right, well, there are custodians. Yeah, and I've done the analysis on the custodians. So the custodians in 23 average pay in Franklin County, drum roll please. I'm just buying time. About $18, $19.
Wow.
That's the average for custodians. Yep, and if you take out the high and the lows, sometimes I do that because some towns are a little off the chart. It comes out to 1864. So, anywhere from 1870 to $19 would be in line with the Franklin County.
Okay.
The median is 1795. So the median is 18. I don't know. I guess many of them are a little on the low side, but anywhere over $18 to 19.
Okay.
And Shutesbury's custodian in 2023, I don't know what they're getting in 24, but 1816 in 2023. So if it's 3% higher than that, 1816 times, oh, that's not right. 18.
I thought Becky said 1802, or maybe Walter said 1802.
But 1802 is 23.
Okay.
Yeah, 1870 if there was a 3% raise last year, so 3% on the 1816 he's probably making about 1870.
Okay.
Yeah, until the new survey comes out, I can't tell you what people are doing in 2024. Should be coming out soon.
What did you say, George?
1870.
Okay.
And that's because the person that's because he's been here 10 years. I mean, almost.
It's awful.
But from what you're saying, Walter, you don't think you could hire anybody below $18 an hour?
I don't know. I mean, we haven't tried yet because we want to get the job description set first and then put the application out or that. But in past, it's been a little difficult in getting somebody to want to do this position.
I think
It is a lot of manual labor.
Yeah.
How about 1850?
Well, I think I don't know. You're asking,
I mean, I'm just was my question on the salary was just, is there a way to get it up a little bit so it makes it a little more competitive?
What is it now?
I think it was
1802?
Well, I that was just a guess. I don't recall. I could look it up. Matter of fact, here I'll do that.
April is still trying to get on. She's texting me.
It's hard because I agree with you, George, 1850, but then it feels like it's dominoes, right? Because then you think about the custodian position, the person's been in the position for 10 years.
More than 10. It's
More
closer
than
to
10.
15, and he's making 1870.
Yeah, so it's like I mean, as people have said, it's like a comprehensive look, over
Well, how about we lower to 1825 or 1830 and, and we can be willing to negotiate if Walter finds himself.
Well, I can tell you what now, what we just paid them for the first part of 2024 was $17.53 an hour.
Okay. Yeah,
I'm sorry, 1752, you said?
1753.
53. Because they started, just like 5 years ago. So let's try to boost it up to 18 or 18, whatever because I have to do it by percentages in between the other steps. And I'll work to get it within the $18 range.
And is that a specific grade and step, Becky?
It would probably push it down closer to where Chris is. Well, see, the other thing is you also have to drop steps off at the beginning to keep it going and then add them to the end.
So at this point, there's not a specific grade step that you can apply
Yes,
this
there
to.
is. I mean, I don't know what the step is because with changing the rate every single year, I have to adjust the whole table every single year. And so I can't it's not as easy as just telling you.
Okay.
And it has been adjusted, but I have to look up the 24 and I have the file. I apologize. It's in my office. I didn't grab that file. And then I pulled up the wrong one, but we can figure that piece out and have it for when an applicant goes in front of the select board.
Right.
Well, and when we advertise, we'll have it because we still have to get this job description approved by the select board.
So
Yeah.
should I move to accept the changes in the job description
Okay. All those
before I
in,
disappear
I'll
again?
second.
I'll second. All those in favor?
Arpanet, aye.
Brigham, I.
Ross, aye.
And Stein, aye.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
You're
Appreciate
Thank you,
that.
Walter.
Now
Yeah, thank you,
we can
Walter.
start working on advertising or getting it approved by the select board and the rest of this process. And then if we can continue working on trying to get a comparable salary to it and get the job out there and see if we can start getting some applicants to come in. So
Okay.
it'd be good.
Well, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
good
you
luck.
for your,
Thanks, Walter.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Good to
Have a good
see
night.
you. Good night.
Bye.
bye. Okay. Moving on. Let's see, where are we now? Do you want, how about the anything happening with the land clerk position?
Not at the moment. I've gotten a couple advertisements. I've got a couple resumes that we need to respond to. I need to meet with the new, I need to meet with Concom, with Beth Wilson. We want to review the job description together and talk with Carrie, get some insight with Carrie, and then bring it back to the personnel board to get it approved.
I'm sorry, Becky, I missed that. Insight with, you said insight, you needed to get insight with,
Beth Wilson, the new chair of the Concom. Just,
she's the new chair?
well, she's acting.
Okay, I was gonna say, we just saw Fred yesterday and he said.
She doesn't
he
want to
didn't-
be there,
I asked about the chair and he said, no, no, no. Anyway,
acting chair right now. So don't
okay,
tell Fred.
okay, I won't tell Fred. He would be surprised.
Becky, you said you received 3 applications?
Too.
2.
I did notice we have a new assistant town clerk.
Yeah. Who lives in
Yes,
town?
Yes.
that's nice.
She moved into town last Sunday.
Really?
She's been building this house for a couple of years.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, good, good.
And this Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, she and Grace have gone to the town clerks conference and she's getting all kinds of great training. She's learning about the VIRS system and it's came at such a perfect time. She's been so helpful. Grace has been able to keep things, under control when everything would have bottlenecked, with all the early voting and election and all the, the census that had to get out last week. And we just threw in a special town meeting on her in the middle.
Mhm.
Which she was very helpful at. She allowed Grace a lot of flexibility.
Yeah, it was perfect. Because normally Grace is stuck trying to do the minutes and when we had Carrie around, that was okay. Carrie Stone, because Carrie was really well, she'd done it for years too, so she was helpful, but
And so comes.
it was great. Yeah, having this person step in, and now we have potential recycling.
There's somebody at my door. This is one of those nights. I'm gonna mute you.
Okay,
All right.
well,
Maybe-
what-
It's the kid doing the clean water action
oh, is it?
canvassing, I think. He was at my door 2 hours ago. Maybe it took him that long to get down the
In the
street.
dark?
Sorry, getting off
That
topic.
means he's been having some success.
Wow. What was I
Yeah.
gonna say? What were we? Okay, I just missed what I was gonna say. I forget. Not important. So.
You
Anything
want to talk?
else?
Land use job description, another week.
Okay, for the land use clerk, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. Review and discussion of the updated personnel handbook.
Well, now that April's back, should we go back to the classification schedule?
That sounds good.
There won't be much to report there. I haven't seen April.
Oh, she's off again?
No, I mean, we haven't finished up the project.
Oh, I see.
So still continuing, I'm just,
Yeah, well, they have till November, right?
Well, we
Yeah.
hope to get it done in March, February,
Yes, you know,
December, right?
yes,
well,
November
the
is,
thing is,
2024.
just change the last digit.
well, I'm gonna put February question mark, that's pressure.
Good, good. And when you see April on your walks with the dog, put the pressure on her.
Okay, I will. Did you
All
hear
right,
that?
so I'm gonna move that item to future business.
Okay, great. And what else? The status of the recycling coordinator position?
Hey! We have, I had an interview. Did you hear this yet?
I did, you told me,
Say it again, Becky.
Okay.
yes.
So I had a 4:30 appointment with Merrill Mandel to interview Sean Gennaro, who has amazing qualifications for this position. He works at Westover Air Force Base and was in charge of management of waste and hazardous materials. So he's
Wow.
knowledgeable about all the different kinds of batteries and that you got to get the the electrical tape and put it on your recyclable ones. Not the alkaline, but the ones that you have to recycle. So he was very knowledgeable, much more so than your average person. He has flexibility in his job. He, at the moment, is incredibly busy. He's finishing up school full-time, and he's working full-time. But he says by June, he'll graduate and be freed up. And so it's just wonderful. The timing will work. He's enthusiastic. He's really personable.
Yes.
The
So,
town-
That's great news.
lucky
It's
again.
really great news.
yes, it is great news. When
Yeah.
would he start then?
After the 13th, when I already have him on the agenda to get appointed by the select board on the 13th.
Right.
Okay, great. And is he a town
not-
resident? Is he?
Yes, yes.
Even better.
Yes.
Yes.
Well,
Becky,
Becky,
tell
this-
them what you told us about why he wanted to do it.
Because he was looking around and noticing that there weren't many people his age stepping up to volunteer.
That's right.
what a
Yeah.
good guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's Wonderful.
Yeah.
Maybe he has lots of friends.
Yeah.
Well, ironically, at my door a few minutes ago was somebody from Clean Water Action with
Yep.
all this information on PFAS. It's like,
Are they,
told them
are they supposed to be doing this in the dark though?
I don't think so. I said, you really should go home and get dinner.
April, I thought that's who it was because he was at my house at about 4:30. So I
Oh
said,
my
I bet it's
God.
him.
So
What a
did you
nice-
educate him, April, about PFAS?
No, I had a meeting, but I said that our town is definitely aware of that. We're working on it. It's in the groundwater and blah, blah, blah.
Mhm.
Oh, wow.
So, that poor dude.
I hope to be able to sell my house someday.
It'll be
George,
fine,
I missed
George.
that. What'd you say, George?
Okay. I'm not gonna lose sleep over it, Becky.
So he's hoping that having PFAS won't prevent him from being able to sell his home.
No,
Yeah. Some people, there might be a person who might be turned off, but my house will sell. I'm not worried.
No, if the filters didn't work, then then we'd be all, oh gosh,
But the filters do work?
yes.
Okay, that's good to hear. That's good to hear.
But they take a lot of maintenance.
Mm.
You know, it's gonna cost a ton of money.
This is a separate thing. I'm concerned that he's out after dark. I really thought,
We have a
Oh.
solicitation policy.
yes.
What I
That-
thought.
Not yet been adopted yet, right?
I don't,
That get adopted?
No,
I don't think so.
No.
I think there should be something, it could be alarming when it's this dark and your dog starts going crazy, barking at somebody.
Especially on some of these remote road. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
I would
And I
think,
opened the door. What do you think? It's like, you know,
Did
yeah,
did you see a car in sight?
yeah, there's a car on
Well,
the road.
April, I don't know how it took him 2.5 hours to get from my house to your house.
25 conversations would do it.
Yeah, he's probably.
Maybe. I didn't talk to him for that long, Becky. But
Yeah.
yeah, you're right. He could have.
Times how far are you 30 houses down the road?
no,
Might be.
we're not 30 houses,
I don't know.
maybe
Are
20.
there 30 houses on that road?
Yeah, I probably, you're
course.
about a mile away.
Mhm.
There's 1, 2.
I don't think there's 30 houses.
I don't think so. either.
Anyway,
Well, is this person collecting money or just talking?
It was a talk.
yeah.
He wasn't
A
soliciting.
petition. And you could give a donation.
I could,
The
but I
whole
said,
range of things, Peg. Range of
Yeah.
options.
I have one thing to say. When we moved in the road on 1976, you could pick any house number you wanted. It didn't make a difference. There were 12 houses on the whole road, and we had to change our house numbers when the UPS guy or the mail person was going crazy with all the numbers going all over the place. And the UPS man said, he complained to the town. He said, this isn't working. You know, Okay, that's just my comment, but it was really
Okay.
funny. Just pick a number, any number.
Somebody told me in Tokyo, on the city streets, they put the address numbers based on when the house was built.
Oh,
My God.
Yeah, so it's random. I think
Oh,
Mike
yeah,
Hanson told me that.
ours was random
Wow.
too. I mean, it lasted for 2 or 3 years and maybe by 1980, they said, well, we've got to do something about this.
Well, we did E911,
Right.
Yeah.
remember, in the mid 80s. And so
Yeah.
all the numbers got cleaned up in town.
Yeah, because
That's why.
I was in a new development and all our numbers were crazy.
Hey, I'm aware that Anne is going to leave us pretty soon.
Oh, yes, yes.
yeah,
I think
Moving
we've
on.
never,
Well, we're
just to
close.
Zoom, April, not,
Oh, no, no, I know, I know.
I'm not going to the cemetery.
But you do. It's
Yeah,
really well
April.
maintained. I go there every day with Hank. He likes to walk there in the
Yeah,
afternoons.
that's funny.
It's
He's
good.
a weird little dude.
Actually, the grandparents and
All
pets
dogs are weird.
take their dogs there. A lot of people take their dogs up there.
Yeah, there's some nice trails behind it. And lots of coyotes.
only a few take their dogs behind town hall.
Lots
Ah,
of coyote sign, I'll tell you that.
yeah. That dog's
Okay.
on leash. Anyway,
I'm gonna move on before Anne leaves us. That's a.
goes to
that's-
another meeting.
Yes, that's
Yeah,
better way to
thank
say
you.
it.
Okay, so, review and discussion of updated personnel handbook. We need to wait for Melissa. True?
Yeah.
Okay. And we know about the recycling coordinator position, salary alignment study.
Yeah, I really have nothing to report. Well, I can do a quick report on that. Give me 1 second here. Just want to make sure, I'm going to put the handbook under future business too.
Okay.
Found, what was it, Peg?
Uh, the discussion, review and discussion of the updated personnel handbook.
Oh, that's not what I heard you say the first time.
So
Oh, yeah, I don't know what I said.
on the alignment study, if I may, I need to pull it up.
Okay.
I still got some work to do, but there was a couple things I just wanted to go over with real clear and make sure that everybody was okay with the direction that I'm heading. And the number one thing is, I'm not taking any positions that are stipend, not taking any positions that are contracted. I'm not taking any positions that are contractors. So the contracted means none of the department heads, highway, fire, police, town administrator, none of the school, and none of the police, and not the police.
I think in the past you've done the police and department heads.
I know, but do I need to?
I think
Because
so.
the reason I asked Becky is because the last time I did do it that way, but since then we've come up with this process where when we're having negotiations, we just do the analysis for the specific jobs at that point in time. And it's a more in-depth analysis because it's only for one position at a time.
Yeah.
Hmm.
What do you think of that?
I'm just concerned about the fire chief position.
What's your concern?
About that it might be low.
Hmm.
I just am afraid that if we don't check them at least maybe once in a while, that they could get out of whack.
Didn't we do an analysis when we hired him?
I think we did,
Yeah, I'm sure we did.
but it was,
The select board was, they
I don't
did
know
the,
how much that play, I think you had done one, but
Fire chief salary. So here, I'm gonna bring it up.
I'm not sure
I'll-
if it was used.
Okay, well, that's a different story.
Yeah.
yeah.
At the time, the average annualized, because not a lot of the towns are paying by the hour, the average annualized salary in Franklin County for all the full-time chiefs was $70,000. And
Oh,
Shutesbury was paying 70,000. It was 73,112. $312 was the average, and Shutesbury had budgeted 70,165. I don't know if that's what we actually paid, Lenny.
He's paid about 55.
yeah, that's what I saw.
Well, he's low.
Yep.
He had no experience and he was happy. Um, at that point. So I'm just saying it's important to get some of these, like, and his contract comes up next year.
Well, okay, I'll add him because his situation is
Yeah.
unique,
And I
right?
remember, yeah, it's, nobody from the FinCom was on that, that that contract, I think. Wasn't that done by the select board?
No, no.
How about,
Okay.
wasn't there a search committee?
But
Yes.
but the FinCom was right. It was done by the select board. I think
Yeah.
because it got, but anyway, with the police
He's
negotiation
added.
coming up, I would love to be able to know what's happening with the police and where our numbers come in.
Okay.
Okay, fine, you got it.
Negotiation.
Make work for me.
And what,
No problem.
don't we have to, isn't this the year to look at the COLA as well? Didn't we?
The
we gave
COLA,
that-
yes, so the
Yes.
COLA, I just went online today and looked at the COLA. So I just want to make these 2 footnotes for this, so I'll remember. The COLA that we use, here, let me pull that up, that we use is based on January's index, and obviously, being February 1st, it's a little on the early side. It hopefully will be available next week, but what I can tell you is I used December's. I gotta pull it up. I used December's index, just plugged it in, and I'll replace that as soon as the January one comes out. I don't know. I was shocked. 2024, the index rose by 1.46%. I was
Wow.
dumbfounded by it. I can't believe it's less than 3, but it is. I doubt it's going to change much between December and January. It might go up slightly, but
What?
if we use
December
1.4,
1.4.
1.46,
Mm.
shockingly low. I was
Yeah.
really surprised.
Well, also, wasn't this the year we needed to see how our our COLA, whatever you call it, our raise system, was it keeping up with other, were we raising salaries enough to be
That's why I'm doing the
competitive?
alignment study, April.
Okay. Because if not, then we have to look at that again.
Yeah, that's why I'm doing the alignment study. Yeah, because last year's index was 118,841. This year it's 125,79, and that's a 1.5, call it a 1.5% increase.
What
So
happened to all the inflation?
that's what I'm saying. Now, apparently in New England, not so bad. New England urban consumers is the index we've been using. What I also should let you know is that in the previous 2 years, we were well over 4%, and we have the 4% cap. So the calculation is 4 plus 4 plus 1.46 divided by 3. So at this point, if we use December's rate, it would be a 3.15% increase.
Okay. So that's where the correction comes in.
1.5.
3.15. So indexes usually rise, so it might be slightly higher after
Oh, I'm
the
losing it
index
again.
January.
So
Oh,
if
dear.
we do this April again, you don't have a quorum.
Yeah. April's frozen.
She's gone.
She's got a good smile on her face. So, well, that's okay. We don't need to make a decision about it today.
Okay, yeah, because we're gonna wait.
Yeah, I'll have it we should have a meeting in February so that I can complete it. We can approve it, and so Becky can build the budget with it. At this point, Becky, you just plug in a number and it changes, right, for everybody? Yeah, so use 3.15, and as soon as I get the new number, I'll send it to you. And then we can all approve it in our next meeting.
Okay, so, what was I gonna say? I guess since we're losing April, are you there? No, we're losing her. She's gone. She's there.
Not,
and-
hi,
Huh,
I'll try again.
well, we see you, we hear you.
I'll
So
try.
I was still talking about alignment
Oh,
study.
you do?
Yeah,
Yeah,
A little-
We can
It's
hear you.
delayed. I think it's delayed.
You guys,
We can see you.
you guys are breaking up.
You're breaking up too.
Yeah.
Okay,
When are we gonna having this next February meeting?
According to the minutes, it was
First.
already scheduled for the 15th.
Wonderful.
yeah.
Okay. So that. Okay, and then I've got March. So it's February 15. March
Want to schedule
23,
April's?
February 15th, March 20.
March 23,
And
21.
April 18th.
March 21, April.
March
Oh, I have
21.
I have March 23.
Yeah, well, March 21 is what's in the minutes, and that's the Thursday,
Okay.
right?
Yeah,
I'm checking that right now. Yeah, that's the Thursday, first day of spring.
Woohoo, yay.
And
It
then
might
what,
be
April?
good. April
April-
18th?
Yeah.
Okay. And so
Perfect.
Well,
February
when's town
15th.
meeting? April
Or
27th.
27.
So Becky, is there a reason why the personnel board should meet? Oh, we're not getting, there's nothing in the warrant articles that we're gonna have to, right? So the 18th will be fine.
Okay,
All right, I'm asking really, as long as Becky doesn't see any reason for us to meet sooner in case we have to prove something.
well, right now, we're not aware of anything.
Hopefully we'll get it handled by, yeah.
All right.
The 21st.
Okay,
All
Okay.
right. So are any other business we need to discuss at this point?
And I will
Sure.
follow up with Melissa and April on the 2 projects.
Okay,
handbook
Yes.
and classification.
sounds
Yes.
good. We're gonna do this.
Okay,
All
we are
right.
doing it.
I can't
I
believe
know,
I-
that's
I-
great.
building.
And
Wonderful.
game starts in a minute. The Celtics game, I'm
Oh.
gonna go pick up my mom.
Oh, yes.
All right, I make a motion, we adjourn.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Second,
Have a nice night.
Ross, second, okay.
Yeah.
aye,
Thank you, everyone.
aye,
Good night.
bye-bye.